going to get to the tow truck wars because there has been another development in the tow truck wars, not like a continuing or a different like hot take or something, but there was some tow trucks that got burnt up over in Brampton the other day. I got a chance to speak to somebody who's in the tow truck industry like a couple of months back, and he was able to give me some reasons of why a lot of this shit goes down. Maybe we can use that as a reference to figure out what happened in this incident over here. But I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. Salute to my people in Brampton, man. Like, I feel like Brampton is people wake up to fires and shootings all the time, and Indian people having parties and shit.
3 tow trucks were torched in Brampton overnight.
No injuries have been reported in 2 separate incidents, but residents say the situation has left them shaken. CTV's Janice Golding has been following the investigation. And Janice, you've gotten a hold of security video from one of the scenes.
Yes, we certainly did, Michelle, and it is disturbing to see. Now, concerns about a tow truck turf war are heating up after a series of overnight fires in a residential area.
That sounds familiar. Concerns about a tow truck war heating up. I'm going to actually stand on the point now that, like, after the conversation that I had with that brother from the tow truck industry, that a lot of this stuff is media how do you say that word? Sensationalizing it.
Area of Brampton. On the exterior of this tow truck, you can see the telltale signs of fire, melted plastic, wires, and metal. Inside the cab, the scarred remnants of a driver's wheel and a scorched seat. This is what remains of an overnight blaze.
Thought maybe someone was just starting the car, but then I started hearing popping noises and it got bigger and bigger.
Residents on Buff Ridge Trail and Cresthaven Road near Huron, Ontario and Wamla say it was just before 1 a.m. when they began hearing explosions.
They were loud, loud enough that even my neighbor down the street that I spoke to this morning said he heard it down in the dead end street.
When they looked out their windows, they'd see 2 trucks from Limitless Towing ablaze, while 2 other cars were also starting.
Limitless Towing. This is going to get me demonetized. Hold on, I need to put this behind the thing because Jesus Christ. Can't show all of that on YouTube. We'll get back after the fire part.
Limitless Towing ablaze, while 2 other cars were also starting to melt.
I was scared it was going to get bigger and then like blow up my car.
A 7-minute drive away, this time at Venetian Terrace and Bristdale Avenue, another Limitless Towing vehicle was discovered ablaze around the same time.
Honestly, it was sounding like a bomb. I was just studying, and then I just heard an explosion. That's what caught my eye. I ran upstairs to just wake up my parents, because at first I thought the house was being robbed.
Surveillance video obtained by CTV News shows 2 people parked near the second crime scene and approached the tow truck on foot. Next, you see them placing something which you can see glowing on its hood. Moments later, one man appears to place an object on the front passenger side tire, and it also ignites. The men quickly leave the driveway, but not before the one in the rear turns around and snaps a photo of the burning tow truck before he returns to their vehicle.
Wow.
A slight explosion, and then there was a big explosion.
It was just burning. I was actually worried for the family that were in front of the house, because I seen family pretty much run around the truck. They do have kids living in the house too, so.
CTV News did reach out to Limitless Towing this afternoon, but no one at the company responded to our phone calls.
You think? Why would they do that? I ain't responding to your calls neither, man. I got a truck burnt up in front of my house and the news wants to speak to me? Nah, B. I'm sliding. Get back.
How upsetting is this for you to see this?
It's very upsetting, though.
Very upsetting. Is this your car?
No. This is company's car.
And those we encountered who are involved with the company didn't have much to say either. Still, neighbors were.
Hold on. Ranjit. Got up to trouble over there in Brampton. Exchange student much? Hope you're enjoying the video. Do me a quick favor while you're here and smash that like button so we can break the algorithm. And join the comment gang and subscribe. It's free.
Either. Still, neighbors were very vocal about their feelings today.
There's no place in society for people acting in this type of criminal activity with no regard to human life, safety, or property. It endangers also the emergency workers.
I know there's a war going on between tow truck.
You got scaring the good white people. Hey, man. You guys need to stop all of this stuff, man. Trudeau, is this your fault?
Operators, they can get pretty brutal at sometimes.
Peel Regional Police say the Criminal Investigative Bureau is in charge of the investigation and has deemed these incidents suspicious. No one was injured in any of these incidents. Anyone with any information or who may have recorded dash cam or security video is asked to contact Peel Regional Police. Reporting live from Janice Golding, now back to Michelle.
Thank you, Janice.
Thank you, Janice. Let me see, man, because there is reasons why these things happen. Let me go back to my trusty channel. If you're not subscribed, you are dissing. Subscribe, man. Hit the like button too, man. Tow truck wars. Where's my interview? Where is my interview? Tow trucks. Let's do that. I'm gonna find I want to find the full interview. Just give me a second. I will find it. I just did it like literally not that long ago, so it should be not too far. Let's go to the interview playlist. Tow Truck Wars Explained. All right, so let's find the part. When did it start? Right here.
So let me explain this for you.
Let me get to the question.
Family almost like if I came into an area and I didn't know you and we did that type of vibe for 2 weeks straight, I stop on your rec when it's an Asian person and I speak the language and take it from you. You stop when it's a black people, and at some point I'm gonna be like, all right, yo. Oh, somebody's gonna be like, all right, yo, stop the fuck now.
Yeah.
Like, let's work together and let's make it
work. YouTuber No Plug, what up?
Nobody else is really around. In reality, nobody was around back in the day. Back in the day, I could accident could come over the scanners, or a man called and say, oh, this accident there, and literally mans could drive there, go to Asian, put it on the truck for you, make you go make money, and we all become a collective family almost, like a
conglomerate.
Yeah, not even a conglomerate, but just like we're brethren, we're chilling, everybody's trying to make money. Yeah. But now that is in a space that's 4 times smaller with 10 times the people. There's no room for that friendship no more.
And that's only over the last few years with bylaw changes and then the more addition of more companies?
So the bylaw changed into MTO. So let me explain this for you. So if you work in a certain area, right, you're going to go and get the plates that are bordering your area. So if I work in Toronto, I'm going to get, if I work far east Scarborough, maybe I'll get an Ajax plate. Right. I'll get a North York plate. I'll get something that's close by, just say whatever. Like I sit at a certain intersection and I can't chase out that far to certain other places. But if I go through them, then yeah, I want to have the ability to make the money there.
Right.
Right.
You just switch the plate.
No, the plate stays.
He's giving the breakdown of why these guys be burning up each other's trucks, going through all this bullshit.
On the truck. So some trucks you would see back in the day, 4 or 5 back window covered with plates.
Yeah, okay. Now I get that.
Yeah, back window covered with plates. So no matter where you are, you can say, look at the back of my truck. I can be here. You know, I can take the wreck from here. You see?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so recently it just changed to MTO, which is not the problem. I understand where they were trying to go with it, but they didn't have the right intel to make the right decision on how to make the play really play.
Right.
So right now, MTO is open, all of Ontario. See? So before, where you would work an area and maybe you'd have the bordering plates and licenses where you could, maybe I'll steal one from here, steal one from there, or whatever. Now it's open, all of Ontario. As long as I'm MTO licensed and MTO approved in my trucks, I can go buy 10 trucks, put MTO license on them, and I can say, yo, you know what? I'm going to Scarborough and I'm going to go drop 15 trucks over there. Or I'm going to go downtown Toronto, drop 50, Mississauga, Caledon, Brampton, Ajax, Whitby. Anywhere in Ontario, if I have the money, I'm going to go buy 100 trucks and go put them in the area. And who's going to say what? It's licensed, it's legal. You want press? Okay, we press.
So technically, the government fucked this shit up.
100%. They made it a little bit more freelance now, where I can get in my truck solo dolo and drive anywhere in Ontario and say, if the customer want they take me, they gonna take me. And if you work that area for 100 years, so bad. Suicide, cry to somebody that cares. I'm taking your bread.
Leave Billy alone. He ain't got nothing to do with it. So then that in turn, and correct me if I'm wrong, that in turn created a higher influx of people who started starting up tow truck companies.
It's hard to start a tow truck company, but it made it easier for mans to say, yo, you know what? This area is oversaturated, maybe, or whatnot. We're tired of over here. Or some mans get run out of cities. Don't get it twisted. Some people get run out of cities because they think they're bad and they forget badness has been on the earth for longer than they've been on the earth. So everywhere you go, there's people bigger and better. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So some people try a bad thing and get ran out of the ends, and then they think, yo, this next ends is soft, so we're gonna go over there and try to run these guys off. So now imagine you say,
and also we've done coverage of this tow truck stuff, a bunch of coverage. That Limitless, and I'm not trying to put them in any type of shit, but that Limitless towing is popped up in some of our stories before. So they're obviously in the middle of some shit.
Say you had Friday's towing, right? And you had 10 trucks, and you ran a 15 block, 20 block, 30 block, 40 block, 50 block radius. Now I have some type of bread, and I got a 1-2 mans that are 10 toes. They're with nonsense. I can say, yo, brothers, go over there, eat everything. We don't care if Friday's towing's over there. Go on cordial with them, but anytime you want it, just pull up on them. 15 trucks. He only has 10 trucks. So when one of them's at an accident scene,
go take the next one.
We're gonna go take his, and the next one. We're gonna send 4 trucks over there. 5. He's 2 mans deep, 4 mans deep. He only has 4 trucks. There's 2 cars there, 2 trucks there. All right, send 15 trucks there. Distract him, bully, see if there's language, see if whatever there is going on.
So when you guys, and this is just some context to maybe why you're seeing some of these tow trucks getting burnt up and different things like that. You know what I mean? I'm really happy that I did this interview. There are some people that try to call me a snitch or police or whatever for doing this interview, but for the amount of different tow truck related incidents that have been happening in the scene over the last few years, I feel that this interview right here is going to be an important piece of content that's going to go down in history. You know what I'm saying? Edward Northup wants to know, do you know how many homicides? I don't know exactly, but I know there's a bit more than a dozen that they contribute to the tow truck game. Even in this interview here, and this is not an advertising for the interview, obviously, but it kind of is, because he gives all the information in here of the different intricacies of this whole tow truck war. When it comes to like some of these homicides, they're not always tow truck related. Even with this one that we just seen here, that happened in Brampton, that might not be a tow truck related car burning. It just so happens that these guys own a tow truck company.
Police are investigating.
Right? It just so happens that these guys actually own a tow truck company. So this is why it's happening. But is it because these guys, the other guys, have a tow truck company too? Maybe. It's possible. But it also could be possible that they're just beefing with these guys over a whole bunch of other shit. Drugs, guns, whatever it could be. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to do with tow truck territories. Oh, you took my wreck before me. I think we've established that you taking a wreck before I get to the scene isn't enough to shoot your face off for. or enough to burn up your truck. There always has to be more reasons. You know what I'm saying? There are people who are cleaning their money through tow truck companies, but it's not as black and white as people try to make it out to be. Like, oh, Limitless's tow trucks got burnt up. It must be a rival tow truck company. Maybe not. It might be some guys that he got some beef. He got a gambling debt. And they're like, you know what? Burn up his trucks because that's going to cost him a lot of money. For him to get those trucks replaced and all that type of shit, that's going to dent his pocket. And that's what we want. Send him a message. Nothing to do with the tow truck wars. I'm actually going to give the whole tow truck war shit some bail today. Not to say that there isn't one, but there isn't as big of one as the media portrays it to be. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Salute to those people in Brampton. I guess they're not trying to talk to the police and tell them shit, or the news and tell them shit. They're going to handle it in the street. And it's like I said, it's not necessarily because they're a tow truck company handling in the street. They might have the mob protecting them. They might have bikers protecting them. We don't know. There's just way too much intricacies for it to be like rival tow truck company burnt up these guys. All right. That's why I just wanted to address this, because the media will just be like, oh, yeah, well, it's another thing in the tow truck wars. And it's just two rival hoods beefing with each other. You just never know. So I will leave that there.
We
Thanks
love
for watching.
hip-hop.
If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.